welcome back, everybody, to Martin Concrete's 91 News podcast. This is episode 4. We are so happy to have you all here with us today. I am Kristin McKenzie. I work here at Martin Concrete with people, and I have 3 lovely co-hosts here. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. I can go first since I'm the guest.
The new one.
Yep, the new one.
My name's Lan Moody. I am with the Finished Safe Division of Martin Concrete. I would say the better half.
We're actually a quarter, I think.
Yeah. The better quarter. We're shinier. So I'm a safety executive with them and been doing that for the past 4 years. So,
Well, welcome on.
We're excited to have you.
Yep. I'm Steve, and in project management. So, and we got
And Danny and I work with equipment and people.
exciting.
People. A little bit of everything.
What's the difference?
No.
Well, I talk to the people, but I don't. Well, I talk to the equipment too.
Which one obeys more?
The equipment.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, thanks for coming back in. Just to remind you, y'all can watch our past episodes and this one on both Spotify and YouTube. So make sure if you haven't subscribed that you do, and check out some of our other stuff that we've already gone over. But today we've got some exciting stuff to go through. We've got talking about Wellness Wednesday. We're going to go through a core value discussion on safety, going through some open positions that we've got here, talk a little bit about Make-A-Wish here at Martin Concrete, and we've got one thing that everybody's been waiting for.
It's been the most highly anticipated toolbox talk yet, and we've switched it. It's going to be a concrete mixer with Keith Eason, just like we have promised all these episodes.
Keith Eason's here.
He's here.
You don't see him. He's laughing over there in the corner. Right? So, jump right into it. Wellness Wednesday. What is it, Kristin?
Well, I was hoping that you all knew the answer to it since we've been doing it for a little while. Let me start with this. Has anybody taken your Wellness Wednesday yet?
No.
Emmanuel has back in the
Emmanuel,
corner.
Marissa,
Everybody that's
Keith.
not on camera right
Yeah.
now.
So it's really important. Martin Concrete wanted to go and do something a little bit different for our employees. And so once a quarter, we started offering a Wellness Wednesday. And it's a Wednesday that you take off. It's completely paid. And you basically just focus on your mental health and, taking care of yourself, and just do something you enjoy, whether it's going for a hike or it is, going to the gym or going shopping. That's what I did. Going to the spa. There's lots of things you can do. Or if you just want to lay on the couch and watch TV, the only thing we require is you send us in a picture of what you did to support your mental health to your Bamboo account. You would upload it, and you get one of those once a quarter.
Nice.
Mm.
So
I
make
might
sure
have
you
to
turn
try
those in.
I might have to try that.
And let's be a little PG with our pictures too, please. Let's just keep that in mind.
What do you mean? I don't need to be out laying in the sun?
Please, no.
Okay.
Family friendly.
You can take a picture of the sun.
So, yeah.
I was going to take a picture of my new diet, but I just got too much on my plate.
Wow.
I didn't see that coming. Oh,
I was waiting for that one.
Was that a dad joke?
It was.
Might have been.
Speaking of it,
was it apparent?
speaking of a good dad joke, why don't we get to know our co-host a little bit more and talk to Lan and get to know him since he's here with us today. Everybody knows you pretty well at Martin Concrete and your professional career and stuff, but we want to talk a little bit more about you and what you like to do outside of Finish Safe and Martin Concrete. So, what is some stuff that you like to do for fun?
I appreciate you asking me that because it's not on the agenda.
The dad joke just sparked it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. No. Hey, it's great being here. Let's see. So, what do I have going on at home? So, I got 3 kids now. I think we actually talked about that at leadership last year. We were having a new one. She's 16 months now, thereabout. And man, just absolutely amazing. Actually, this is kind of fun to share. I get to slow dance with her every day when I get home.
That's cool.
Like, she wants to like Spotify. She's got her own special channel. It's called Colin's World, and we dance.
16 months old. She's got her own Spotify channel.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? How you ought to just see it. It's magical. It's magical. So, and then let's see, outside, I got 2 older boys. They're 11 and 8. and they're into baseball. They're into having a good time. Everybody's homeschooled. That's yeah. We actually could do a whole episode on that, really.
Well, there's our next episode.
That's
Makes
what
it
it
easy.
is. Yeah. It's not easy. It's tough.
No, he meant writing the agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Not
You're helping us out.
job.
Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, the kids, they're enjoying it. They're thriving. They're doing well. I'm actually proud to say my middle child, Lachlan, he's 8. He's in 3rd grade, and he's in 6th grade math.
Wow.
Like, that's pretty impressive. And so
It's very impressive.
I'm blown away. He's passed me by 2 years. So it's kind of, it's weird asking those questions.
I just
to
got
my
out of a
8-year-old.
P&L meeting with you, and you're telling me.
Oh, no, it's all for the fans, right? So, yeah. So, I mean.
So can you still do his homework?
Actually, no, my wife does it all, and we don't do any homework.
That's what I was about to say. Like, kudos to Chelsea and your wife. Chelsea's his wife, by the way, because what an undertaking she's taken on with that, and apparently just killing it. So,
And she puts up with you.
and
as
she
well.
does with you. So,
It's not
you
easy.
better keep her.
Yeah, she's definitely a keeper. It's awesome. She really does an amazing job, and truly, I've said this before to a lot of people, but I truly cannot afford my wife. If you understand having a wife, and that's part of your life, I cannot afford her, right? I mean, I can't afford somebody to clean up the house, take care of the kids.
I wasn't sure where you're going there.
Was this a monetary value?
No,
I
this
was like,
is
hold on a second.
it's really breaking it down and everything that she does. I mean, I couldn't afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? She's everything to me. So,
And she's gorgeous,
You know,
by the way, for those of you that don't know her. So, yeah.
I hope she watches this.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Maybe it'll be number 4.
Let's hope not.
Do you know how that
I did it
happens?
for you, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Buy a TV.
Yeah. Get a puppy. So that's me.
I've got some kids you can borrow if you want to get
You
from
do.
3 to 5.
He does, doesn't he? Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I guess now we will jump into our core value discussion, and that's something new that we started last time. And it goes, and we're going to talk about a core value of Martin Concrete, just like we promised every single time, and the definition of that core value. So we're all on the same page, and we know really what we're working towards and looking for when we're hiring new individuals or, talking to current employees and things like that. This is the core values that we live by, work by, and eat, sleep, and breathe every day. So today we've chose safety. And so we want to talk a little bit about that and the definition and what it means, and a few times that we've saw it and how we support that here at the company.
Yeah. So, and I guess that's going to be back to me. And I.
Well, that's the whole reason we brought you here.
That's
not
the
because
only-
of your looks.
No, I'm kidding. So I was thinking through it right there when you said that. Safety, you chose safety. Safety doesn't choose you. Safety chooses you is really what I'm kind of trying to say, right? And safety is everybody's job all the way through and through. I mean, dang, I'm sure that we can all probably really break down a time in our career where we were all affected by safety of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. Can you kind of picture that, imagine that? So we try to, kind of starting out when we hire in people, new orientation, stuff like that, we try to help lay that out and map that through and guide people through that process. Doing that from there and then moving forward, training and everything else that Finish Safe might offer that we could help you with.
Nice plug.
Small plug.
Small plug there. But that's what it's about. Safety first. Safety's got to be first and foremost. Everybody's got to be bought in from the top down, and it's everybody's job. It's not just one.
So tell me this. Everybody says safety's first. Everybody has they've got their own safety policy and they've got everything. How is it different?
Let me interrupt you there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't have everything. Like that's not how it goes.
Fair. But how do we keep it? How do we have it as a safety culture and as one of our core values versus it being a set of rules?
If I had a water, this is where I would sip.
Take a
So
sip.
I'll
Take a sip of water.
I can go into
Go
that
ahead.
a little bit for you. I think it's because it's something that we we live by. And, we have probably more safety individuals that work with us than most companies that have really ever went by. And if you ever talk to any of them, they'll be the first ones to tell you that we make it very clear when you hire in with us that we are not here to be safety cops. We are here to be a support and to help. And we're, just another leg, whether it be an estimator or obviously in the field, superintendents, employees, finishers, things like that. But we're there to partner with them and help and make sure that they're working safe, but not to tell on anybody. It's not,
right.
There's a lot of companies that go and they think that they're enforcing their safety culture by taking a picture and sending an email. And then they're not even saying anything to the people that they're sitting here watching. Well, that's not keeping anybody safe. That's not even correcting the moment right there. But, really stopping and explaining to the person that we can't do this and we don't want you to do this, and this is why.
The why.
This is why we do not want you to do this, and how that impacts them. And not making it where, you're out to get somebody in trouble, because we're not. We're just there to make sure that they work safe, but also make sure that they know why they're working safe, and so that they can go home to their families.
Yeah, and to take that a step further, something I've noticed with Martin and we've done in the past is we've had meetings and discussions on taking that home with their families and talked about, we do all these things at work, but you can also take this home with you, and because we care about the family as well and keeping you safe at home. And it's amazing when you bring that up, how it just stays with you all the time. So now it's a complete habit that's become in the workplace and at home. So it really keeps you safe, and Martin's great about doing that.
Yeah, Scott says it all the time. And safety here at Martin, our goal is to have it where it's just like blinking or breathing. You're performing and you're doing those things just because it's coming natural. You're not even thinking about it anymore. You're working that way because that's what you know, and it's so natural that it comes to you just like breathing or blinking. You don't even realize that's what you're doing anymore, and that's the goal.
That's huge. That's great.
Are you done with your water yet? You want to add anything?
Well, I mean, I
We
can
stalled
certainly
enough for you now.
I can certainly add to it. I mean, just like I said before, culture. I mean, safety is everybody's job. It's not just one person.
That's right.
You take it home with you. We got to live out what we're preaching. And at the end of the day, safety doesn't know everything. So we actually rely on a lot of other people to help teach and guide us too.
Yep.
If we can't create a safe conversation and a safe pace in a safe place, it's no good for anybody.
Right.
It's good. Yeah. And I think that's something too that I see here that's different at Martin is that what you just said, it's not just our safety personnel, it's everybody all together. And we're combining the understanding of good work practices with safety together to have something that's practical safety and not just something that works in a book.
Exactly.
And I think that's an important part of it, because when we're working safely and we're also working efficiently, and when we have a plan, we're also working safely.
Yeah, I've in my earlier days when I did a lot of speeches and safety talks and things like that, I would explain it like there's a stool in our business, and there's 3 legs to that stool, and that is quality, safety, and production. And if we're producing, crap work in an unsafe condition, the stool, it's going to topple. If you're doing everything only safe, but you're not watching quality and production and numbers, you're probably not going to get the next customer either. And, all the way through. It's 3 legs of a stool, and all the legs have to be the same length and equally as important, or the stool will fall. So, you got to focus on all 3 to make the customer satisfied, provide that Martin experience that we're looking for, but also the employee experience that we're looking to deliver as well, living out that part of our mission statement.
That's right. And we don't have to sacrifice any one of the legs. It's not an either or.
No,
and it should
not
never
once.
be an either or.
Yeah, no, none of them are more important than the other.
That's right.
All equally as important. And I don't think a lot of companies probably see it that way. You hear a lot of, safety's important until, production comes into play, and then it's out the window, and that's not something that we want here, and it's not something we're going to sacrifice for. So, and that goes for everybody. That's our subcontractors. That's the people we're working alongside, and it's not just our employees.
That's right. And that's what a lot of what you're doing. If you want to share any of that too, I mean, working with our subcontractors and helping them develop their safety programs and everything. working with our clients as well and helping them develop their safety programs. So.
That's right. We've certainly had the opportunity the past, I guess, a year or so, but more recently we've been able to work with some GCs and kind of help them out on the safety side as well, when we really didn't see that as an option. Now it takes the right GC, and there's certainly things that we can learn from them through the process, but we've been able to help manage that and still continuing to do that into 24. So it's been nice. I mean, from safety manuals to training to providing on-site coordinators to be on-site with everybody, and kind of leading toolbox talks or daily management of safety projects for the GC, and helps them kind of help focus more on the project.
Job site safety orientations in Spanish, things like that.
That's right. We do it English and Spanish. I mean, it's huge. So
it's good.
Yeah.
And that's changing a culture now.
Right.
And not just the culture at Martin, but we're talking about the whole industry.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what we were all very passionate, everybody that's a part of it, about in the beginning was, providing the training and the safety knowledge that we all have in a language that everybody understands. And a lot of times you can get the safety trainings and things like that, you can find in English very easy, but you can't find it in Spanish all the time. And everyone outside of Lan and myself, but we're working on it, on the Finish Safe side is bilingual. And that was by design, because we want all of our customers and our employees to be able to hear what we're saying, but also, be able to understand it. And people are going to understand things better when it's in their native language. And we're able to provide those trainings, which we found very difficult, or I did early on, and, finding a forklift class in Spanish or OSHA 10 or OSHA 30, with just a phone call. Like, there was a long wait list and things like that, or bringing them in from other states. And that's something that we can now do. And we do for a lot of companies and subcontractors.
That's right. To speak on your point, and I don't know if we can put it in the notes here or whatever, but Nelson Mandela actually says you can speak to a man's in another language or his language or whatever, but you can speak to a man and he's going to go to his head, but you speak to a man in his own language and it's going to go to his heart. And as whatever that might sound, it's so true, being able to speak to somebody and train them in their own language and helping them understand and teaching them the purpose and the why and guiding them through that and helping them discover their own purpose and their own why of why they should choose to work safe is what it really should be all about.
Well, plus it takes the focusing and puts it to where they don't have to worry about understanding the language. They understand it already, so now they can focus on what you're training.
That's true. Well. Very good point. Yep. So I guess, does somebody want to read the actual definition that Martin's defined of safety? We skipped over that part. I don't have it.
That would mean I have to read, but I got it.
Good job, Steve.
So safety. We prioritize safe working conditions for all employees, customers, subcontractors, and all those that work with and around us. Our commitment to safety ensures that we create a secure work environment that eliminates accidents, injuries, and potential danger on job sites.
Yeah, and in order to really live up to that core value, it goes back to what Lan was saying. That's a team effort. You're not getting that. Finish Safe's not going to be able to do that just by being Finish Safe. Like, that's a complete all the way around. Everybody's looking for it. Everybody's taking ownership for safety, and making sure that we're doing that and holding other people accountable. It doesn't matter what your position is here at Martin Concrete. If you see somebody working unsafe or something's going wrong, you have the right to step up and say and stop the work. You're not going to get in trouble for that. And but making sure that every position here understands that, lives it, and knows it. Because if you don't say something and something happens, you're not going to get in trouble more than likely, but you're not going to feel really good. If there's a serious action, you've got to live with that. And you don't want to, I don't want anybody to have that on their shoulders.
That's right. Yeah. And we all, honestly, we all need each other looking out for each other. I need somebody looking out after me.
Yeah, an extra set of eyes is always better than just one pair.
That's right. Because none of us have, there's plenty of moms that work here, and I know they got eyes in the back of their head, but most of us don't have eyes in the back of our head, and we get focused on things, right?
Yeah.
We get tunnel vision,
Yep.
and we're focusing on one thing, and we don't see what's going on to our right or to our left, and so we need somebody else helping out because we all miss things. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that was an amazing discussion. Thank you, Lan, and glad you were here to help me explain that. But I guess we can jump into the open positions here at Martin Concrete. because we are growing and we have different positions that we want others to come in and join the Martin family. So
I'll run through them. Yep. So I'll list out a couple. I mean, we've got crane operators that we're looking for. We're looking for QA, QC technicians that would be looking for people that are willing to go work out on the site. So there'd be travel involved in that one. Mechanics, project managers, senior project managers. Again, those we're looking for people that are willing to travel. We've got job sites all over the Southeast as we're continuing to grow. So looking for a project executive here in the Kennesaw office, another one up in the Nashville office. Looking for estimators, field layout engineers, superintendents, and contract administrators. So if you are interested in any of those positions, we would love for you to apply. You can go on our website, and there'll be links there to be able to find ways to apply on that one. So
yeah, definitely. And like the QA, QC technician and things like that, there's a lot that's involved in that is great information to be able to learn and move up in the company. It's a great learning opportunity. And, you may be traveling initially on your foot in the door, but that doesn't mean forever, and to be able to grow with the company. So if you're looking for something like that, keep that in mind. Don't let the traveling or this, that, and the other sway you. Like, no, that's not for me, because it may be. That's right.
Yeah, it's something that's what we're looking for. One of the biggest things we're looking for when we're hiring, we want to find cultural fits. That's why we're going through these core values. That's why we're talking through this. We look for fits in culture, and it's a lot of these different positions. There's things you're going to be able to learn there, and then there's things that cross over into other things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've had a lot of we have tons of opportunity as we grow within the company, and we see a lot of people within the company kind of jump into other roles.
Yeah.
Because they're a cultural fit, and we're finding the right spot for them. So,
do you have an example of that?
I can only think of one at the table.
I know a guy.
I'm just kidding.
So Danny, no.
Coming to safety.
This one, yeah.
So back to Lan again.
No, I mean, well, just to elaborate on that, I mean, it's so huge. I mean, really, a company that's willing to help you understand where you want to be career-wise. You start off somewhere and you end up at a total different place. I mean, I think that's awesome. And for the company to put so much time and effort into that and understanding that who we are. I mean, we've done the PI index. Help me out. Don't let me get lost here. We've done some other PI index, predictive index. What else?
Predictive index. I mean, a lot of it's word of mouth, and as we see people develop, and it's the conversations and the response back on. I mean, I was going to ask you to share a little bit about yours. Why do we need a crane operator right now, Lan?
Well, because I joined safety.
Why'd you switch from crane operating to safety?
That's a great question. And
the 2-minute response.
2-minute response. Yeah. I don't do anything in 2 minutes. Crane operating. I mean, I love. Truly, people ask me all the time, "Oh, why don't you go back to it? Why did you not like it?"
Give me a list.
I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I spent 15 years in the crane, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
And we're good at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, some might say that. That's for them, not me. But, I wanted to be able to grow. I wanted to be able to learn the business side of things. I wanted to be, still doing all that, still trying to learn as much as I can. But I wanted to be able to do more than where I was at or what I was doing. And at the time, the crane operating full tilt didn't have that, right? So I was able to move across the company over to another position, and then therefore I was mentored and kind of carried through the process. But I enjoy running a crane. I actually got the opportunity to go do it a little while ago, and I had fun.
He did.
And did good?
Did good.
Some people say.
Yeah. I broke it first, and then I had to fix it.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn. Break things.
And you're not the only example of that here at Martin Concrete. There's plenty. But I don't think that anybody actually sitting here at this table and what we hired in to originally do ended up in the position that we were hired for.
No.
Yeah, none of us.
Danny,
Not even-
describe your position in 5 words or
Yeah.
less.
How much time do we?
So, but yes, if you're looking to join the Martin Concrete team, you can go to our website and you can apply on the careers page, or you can email hr@martinconcrete.com and let us know, send in your resume to Michelle or I, and let us know what position you are wanting to interview for. So we have some exciting things going on tomorrow. We're going to start. We have our first meeting with Make-A-Wish. This is something new that Martin Concrete's going to get a little involved in. I think both of you are going
Yeah,
with me,
I get
right?
to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we are going to go tomorrow, and we are going to work with Make-A-Wish. This is our first one to go and build a driveway for a kid with cerebral palsy. So we're going to learn a little bit more, but his wish was to have a driveway that was wheelchair accessible so he could get in and out of his house, and we'll keep you posted on all of that and the progress of it. But we are going to make this more of a hands-on thing than we did last time. So within the next couple weeks, there's going to be different ways for you to be able to sign up if you want to be a part of the demo crew, or you want to be a part of the forming crew and different things like that, and give back and help us make this work. Oscar is actually going to be our superintendent. I'm going to be his assistant superintendent.
Hold on, I have to
/
work for
PM.
Oscar.
You get to work with Oscar. You're the PM. Like we're
I
all
was having
going
to be
back.
the laborer. I just wanted to come along to pull concrete.
Well, we'll let you do that too. We are not going to we're not going to finish. We're going to bring actual finishers in here. But I think it's going to be fun, and it's a way for us to give back and have fun and bond together and make a kid's dream come true. So if you want to be a part of that, look out in your emails or on Bamboo or the message boards for different ways for you to sign up. So
It's going to be exciting.
yeah, very excited. So what's next, Danny?
Well, looking at the agenda that you've got us here, which thank you for that.
You helped write it.
I did. We have a concrete mixer with Keith Eason, so we're going to cut that in real quick.
I don't think it's going to end up being really quick, but we're going to make it happen. And so we'll be right back in just a second with Keith Eason for our concrete mixer.
All right, and we're back. We've got Keith here. So this is Keith Eason. Tell us a little bit about yourself,
The
Keith.
infamous Keith Eason.
The infamous.
I am the general operations manager of MC Ready Mix.
How long have you been with us?
I think I've been here 8 years.
Yeah.
I think.
8 years. How long does it feel like you've been here?
Just a couple.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
So what's a day look like for you? MC Ready Mix.
Typically, MC Ready Mix is not a daytime
I was about to say,
operation.
Fair enough.
Or night.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are a nighttime operation. We typically pour 1,000 yards a night, 4 nights a week, depending on weather, and unless it's Oscar pouring.
Then you just don't stop?
Yeah, if Oscar's pouring, we pour 2,000 yards a night. That's a funny story, too.
And that's on multiple job sites, right? Because
Yeah.
you have 2 plants.
Yes, we have 2 plants going. Just for example, tomorrow night I have 2,200 yards on the books for tomorrow night between the 2 plants.
That's awesome.
Gotcha. So it's almost your bedtime right now, since we're recording this a little bit later in the day today.
Yes, it is, but we're not pouring tonight, so
So you get to stay up
you
late.
get the pleasure of my company today.
I told him, I was like, I was really scared you were going to cancel on us because we had to do this so late. And I know that you go to bed at 4.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, let's jump into it. So we were going to try to pull these out of a concrete mixer, but
We couldn't
we
find
couldn't
one.
find any drivers.
And I couldn't fit the truck in the
Yeah.
office.
We
so.
really tried, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw questions. These are questions from different employees around the company that they wanted to ask you. We'll tell you the name of who asked it just in case it's completely crazy. But this is to get to know you better. So Steve's going to read the first question, and we'll go around.
So, any revenge? This one's coming from Alan Lane. So
Alan was the best man at one of my weddings.
Really?
really,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
One of them, yes.
a fact everybody should remember for leadership at some point.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact. All right. How hard has it been to learn how to delegate?
No, I'll let you know when I figure it out. Since I've been in operations all my entire career, which started in 1987. I started in the concrete business. So I've been in operations, and I'm not real good at delegating. And since I've moved into this general manager role, pulling back and letting my guys do stuff has been very difficult. And it's still a daily thing to not just, because it's just easier for me to do it.
Yeah, I will say though, like, you know, the guys that you have, Connor and Robert and all of them, like, from, you know, when they started to where they're at now is so impressive on their progress and how far they've come and what they've learned and how great they're doing at their job. And, you know, that's not only a testament to them and their work ethic and things like that, but you have a lot to do with that too.
That's right.
Well, I appreciate that.
But they're very talented and driven, and, you know, it's night and day from when they started. So
Yeah, they're amazing, and they both started from me as drivers. They
Yeah.
came to me from Zaxby's,
I remember, and I was really worried.
and they are great. They're great. I don't have to worry about anything.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good. All right. Next one.
So I'll read the question
wow.
first.
Get ready
Was
for
Connor your what is it, ring bearer? Connor Lane?
Connor,
All right, so it says, what has been the hardest part of transitioning to a general manager / office boy?
I would say the hardest part is being in here every day.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's a whole different atmosphere than I'm used to.
I will second that.
We were talking about that before the podcast started. The going to breakfast with people, going to lunch with people. It's the whole social aspect of being in the office is the hardest part for me. I'm not really warm and fuzzy.
See, I tell people the
No, you don't
opposite.
say.
I tell people the exact opposite of that.
Goodness.
But it is different, you know, even down to just being inside
Yeah.
more so than being outdoors like you were and I was so many years ago. It's just a different environment altogether, and it's.
I don't feel like I'm accomplishing as much if I'm in meetings compared to doing something with my hands, but I'm getting there.
Is it because you can't see anything changing? Where if you're batching concrete, you're seeing something change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Seeing what you're producing. All right, I'll go next. So this is from Robert Wade, speaking of which. He says, "Are you always mad, or is that just an act?"
I'm
not always mad. I just always look like I'm mad, I guess.
See, he's smiling right now.
Yeah.
This is proof.
I told you. That's funny.
That's a good one.
he knows I'm not always mad.
Oh, yeah, he knows.
More than one.
There you go.
All right, let's see what we got.
Oh, God.
When you describe MC Ready Mix to someone, what do you say?
Was that from Tuggle?
Yeah.
I see.
I didn't even have to say it. Everybody knew.
His questions are...
Tuggle S.
Tell us more what you mean.
Yes. When I describe MC Ready Mix,
It's the best concrete producing company in the world.
Come on, salesman.
I was gonna say.
I don't. If I'm describing it to somebody that doesn't know the business, then
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they don't understand. People
Right.
can't understand the amount of concrete that we produce and how rapidly we produce it. I guess we're a high value, high production concrete company. We don't do a lot of special stuff. We just do what we do very well.
With top quality and top safety.
Yes.
See?
Well, and top problem solving too, because
Yeah.
we stick to what we know, like you're saying. But every time we move that plant to a new place, you got new materials that you're dealing with, and so we're adjusting and understanding what's happening with that mix every time on every job site, pretty much.
Yeah, we're pretty good at several things. Ductile creep, for one, we're pretty good at it. We hate it. We don't want to do it, but we're good at it. We're good at what we do, and we try to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, next question is from Corey Lee.
Oh, wow.
Back to back.
How do we get all just the ready mix guys to?
Right.
I guess I can
question.
run into the pot.
What do you see as your greatest achievement in the ready mix business?
We'll play music for while you think. We can
Jeopardy.
edit that in later.
Lane can bring you a glass of water if you need to stop and take a sip.
My greatest achievement, that I'm still alive. No, I think what I'm doing right now is my greatest achievement. I've been in the business a long time, and I took some time off for bad behavior, and
Not here.
no, and I was in the process of coming back, and some other things happened. But anyway, long story short, when I started here, I was a loader operator.
Yeah.
I started here as a loader operator, but just because I had to feed my kids, and I had to do something, and I didn't want to go out of town. I had gone to Baton Rouge to work, and my kids asked me not to go out of town anymore, so I did what I had to do. So I went, in a matter of a couple of days, I went from loader operator to operations manager.
Yeah.
So
That's a true story.
Yeah.
And I've never been so thankful.
So I think that I take a lot of pride in what I've done with MC Ready Mix. When I took over MC Ready Mix, it was there was a lot of animosity between the Ready Mix and the concrete company, Martin Concrete, and I decided to fix that. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, I figured out that the best way to fix that was to be friends with Kristin.
I liked Keith. I was like, what is wrong with everybody? He's the nicest guy ever. What do you mean he's scary?
So, yes, I think my biggest accomplishment is what I've done here.
Yeah.
That's
And,
awesome.
I wish I could have started something like this years ago.
Well, you're very good at what you do, and it's been very cool to watch, honestly.
Thank you.
All right. This one is from Connor McFarlane. And he said, can you tell everybody how many kids you have and what sticks out the most about you about each one of them to you?
That's good. I have 3 kids. I have a daughter who is 21, a son who is 19, and another son that is 16. My daughter is my favorite.
Just tell us how you feel, Keith.
Well, they all know that. No, my daughter is she's amazing. I actually did not know about her till she was 7.
Oh.
So as soon as I found out about her, and she came to live with me at 7 years old, and if anybody had reason to not be a nice person, it would have been her. What she came from, but she's amazing. She's in college studying to be a art teacher.
Wow.
And then my older son he's finding his way. He's at Kennesaw right now, and he's I'm not sure what's going on. He's just come out to me about a year ago, which I told him I knew. You know, I mean, we all knew. But he's struggling with what he wants to do in life, but he's a sweet, amazing kid. And then
That's
Brody,
awesome.
my youngest one, is still at home, and he's my second favorite.
So he's still at home. He said he was 16.
Yes, and he's a football player and does just enough in school to be able to play football.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing to watch play football.
What position?
He's an outside linebacker.
Nice.
They want him at defensive end, so I've put 15 pounds on him since he got hurt. He broke his collarbone and had a metal plate put in there. So he's put on about 15 pounds sitting around.
Oh.
Now, is that the same position you played at Georgia Tech?
No, I played offensive guard.
Oh.
No,
I just had to get that in there.
I noticed you plugged that in. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. So you played at Georgia Tech?
just for 1 year, and I got hurt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, us Georgia Tech fans have to stick together.
Goodness.
Yes, I'm a huge Georgia Tech fan. But my kids are, they're the greatest thing in the world. I've raised all three of them by myself.
Yeah. I did know that. That's
It's
very
been fantastic.
I can tell with you talking
Awesome.
about them that you love them a lot. So
Yeah, they're my best friends.
Oh.
that's good.
You got
Next question.
just a few more.
Oh, this one will be good. This is from Oscar. Can you put 2,000 yards on the books tonight for me? No. No. Oscar says, what do you like to do in your free time? Just sleep?
Is that what you do, right? Just sleep?
He did right, just sleep. I have a boat, and I like to hang out on the lake on the boat, and I like watching football, and just, I'm at this point. My entire life has been my favorite thing to do was whatever my kids wanted to do.
Yeah.
So now I'm having to find stuff that I want to do. So the lake and the boat, and then watching football.
It's good.
Yeah.
I've got the next one. This is from Kristin.
Uh-oh.
Forgot I had it in there.
What is your favorite memory working at Martin Concrete?
That's a good one. That was nice.
My favorite memory.
Filtered.
Filtered.
My favorite memory. I don't know. The only thing that's coming to my head right now is when James turned that loader over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a
And I was driving a truck.
Yeah, you were a truck driver.
James was on the loader. And
Not my best leadership
somebody
moment.
came running over and said, James turned the loader over. And I went running out there, and it was not all the way over. He was leaning, and he was hanging by the seatbelt trying to light a cigarette.
So mad.
Hands are shaking like this. And Kristin came out there, and she looked at me, and she's
I didn't even know you.
No. I don't remember how we got on the subject, but I said something about I was the loader op. She said, why were you not in the loader? I said, Todd put me in a truck. And I said, do you want me to fix this? And she said, can you? And I said, yes.
It's a lot of 4-letter words in between.
But
I've never been so grateful because you fixed it quickly.
Yeah.
Was that the day that you learned that you needed to be friends with Kristin?
That was 2 or 3 days later. He was running.
Sure, yes. Yes, it didn't take long for me to become the operations manager of MC Ready Mix. There's a lot. There's a lot of things that have happened here that are just, Oscar for one. We're pouring Ductile Creek, 1,000 yards, 7 a.m. We got about 60 more yards to go, and Oscar walks up to the window and says, "Can we do another 1,000 yards?" Okay. So we did another 1,000 yards, and we got done. I went bought some underwear and socks and a toothbrush and went to a hotel room, took a shower, brushed my teeth, laid down for a couple hours, came back, and we poured another 2,000 yards.
Goodness.
You wound up being the longest, I think, what, was it Ductile Creek or just regular?
It was the biggest Ductile Creek pour ever.
Not just Martin, but the history.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was really cool. I remember that, too.
So, yeah, we could sit here all day, and I could tell you stories.
Oh, yeah. So the last question is from Austin Sullivan, and he said, how did you get started in the ready mix industry, and how has the industry changed since you started? Well, there's cell phones now.
There's computers.
There's computers, too. There's the internet.
You don't have to walk around with a roll of dimes anymore?
I was in college, and there was an advertisement for I think it said Late Man. I don't remember what the advertisement said, but it said it was for Williams Brothers. Well, at that time, Williams Brothers, it was a huge concrete business, but I didn't know about the concrete business. All I knew about was the Williams Brothers lumber stores. Mm-hmm. So I called and got an interview, and they sent me to. I thought I was going to a lumber store, and I followed the directions, and I pulled in this rock quarry and went around this rock quarry and ended up at a concrete plant. It's the first time I've ever seen a concrete plant in my life. So I started working there as a late man while I was in college. After Georgia Tech, and I think I was at DeKalb Community College.
Gotcha.
And all I did was come in the afternoons after school and closed down the plant. And after a couple of months, they offered me a full-time job making more money than I thought was possible, and I think it was like $35,000 a year to work downtown Atlanta full-time. So I quit school and went to work working at a concrete plant, and that's all I've ever done. Well, besides the time off for bad behavior.
When you were little, what did you want to be, though? Like when you were a kid?
Man.
A garbage man, really?
No, when I
I was gonna believe it.
No, I really when I was really little, my mom was very upset because I was so fascinated with the garbage man. I wanted to be a garbage man. But growing up, I always wanted to be in construction. I wanted to wear work boots. Mm-hmm. I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to be in construction, and I got in the concrete business, and it's not exactly, but I thought I'd be building houses or something. Mm-hmm. It's not exactly what I thought I'd be doing, but I like it, and I'm pretty good at it.
Pretty good.
And
definitely.
How have things changed? Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
We were doing a test pour out at Bridgeport for this. They're putting steel fibers in there, and we're putting all this powder on
Dry
it.
shake, yep.
We're doing all of this stuff, and there's 30 people with brown hard hats standing around watching it happen. And I'm thinking, I just drove through downtown Atlanta to come here, and I saw all these buildings that I built in the late 80s, early 90s, and they're still standing up. And we didn't have to put all this stuff in that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and doing this. Sorry about all the cancellations that we had. But
you're used to that as a
Yeah.
Plant manager, right?
I am used to last minute cancellations. Yes.
We really appreciate it, and we hope to have you back again.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
We're looking at you.
Y'all were looking at me like I was just bigger a second ago.
Where'd you go?
We've been waiting on you.
What? What do you mean? Where's Keith been?
You missed him?
What? Keith Eason, he was here. He really came.
He was
Yeah.
here. He was here.
Right here.
We couldn't wait on you any longer.
We had to
Well,
get it done.
I only wanted to come back to share one story. You
What-
told me Keith was here, and I wanted to tell my story about Keith. I got to work with Keith once.
You
Well,
did.
I did.
How long will this take?
It's going to take a little while. It won't take that long. But, hey, we were taking the crane apart at, I can't remember where we were. We were up north, up 85, Satellite Boulevard. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back
There's
to
a
me
lot of
now.
chops off Satellite Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up that way somewhere. There was 2 buildings there. Either way, Keith had the opportunity. He got the opportunity to come and work with us at Full Tilt for a couple days. I'm not really sure exactly how long, but I think it was a couple days. Maybe it was one day. But, man, we had so much fun. We got to break down the crane together. We had a blast. We drank water. We laughed. We cried. And
You
he's
cried
a
or
big
he
guy.
cried?
I cried. He's a big guy. But when I saw him walking across the job site, coming to work with us, I was like, yeah, finally, the big guy. But that's my one highlight story. Keith was awesome. Hard worker, sling a sledgehammer. Say that twice.
Yeah. Knock those pins out with one hit.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Wow. How long ago was that?
I mean, probably 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did he come back?
That was a long time. Absolutely not.
Keith and Jason working together.
true.
That wasn't
I'd
going to
have
last
to figure
long.
out which part's going together first.
Yeah. It was, I don't think he came back. I don't know why. I'll have to ask him.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. That's
Well, we want to thank everybody today. Thanks for coming and staying with us here all the way to the end.
Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that's been following us and watching us as we've been going through these podcasts. So
Yeah, and remember, if there's somebody that you want to go and have us complete a toolbox talk or a concrete mixer with in the future, then email their name to hr@martinconcrete.com, and we will be glad to put them in the hot seat with us.
yeah,
Yeah, and thank you, Lan, for coming in today. And we want to thank Keith as well for doing that
Yes.
for us.
that's right.
And like Kristin said, anybody that wants to ask some questions to anyone in the company, we'll make sure we do our best to get them in here and ask them.
Oh, we'll get them in.
We'll get
here.
them in here. I promise you.
Don't you worry about that part of it. So,
I appreciate y'all having me. I've enjoyed it. So.
all right.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.